Student asked me to clarify grading for the class, so here we go. So here I've placed the categories that you are being assessed on and the percentages. At this particular point, we've had the one essay. Essay grade will not be uploaded into Genesis until we have all of the board game and the other assignments come in. Otherwise, it would really bring down, the grades of students. So in this particular section, I put projects, and let's just say I scored a 50 out of 100 on the essay. That's my score. In Genesis, if the projects are 30% of your grade, that would mean you have a 15 out of 30. So that means that if the highest grade you can get in this class is an 85, and that's only on the condition that in every other category, quizzes, participation, homework, everything, you scored 100. And that's because the quiz, the weights restricting you. It's not allowed. It's different from using points. In points, I can make an assignment 50, I can make it 100, and then it winds up reducing the impact of other assignments. Here, you do not have that luxury. You have to be performing in all of these particular categories. So let's just take the projects here. Let's just say I have 100 in everything. If I did none of the essays and none of the project weighted assignments, the highest grade I can get is a 70. And again, that's on the condition that I have 100 in every particular area. So it's a little different from points because you have to be performing in all of these categories. Also, you wind up in a situation where a student does a project and they're like, hey, my grade really didn't go up that much, it stayed the same. That's probably because you scored around the same in both categories. So let's say you have an 87 on the essay and then an 87 on the board game. Your grade pretty much is not going to change. Now if you didn't do one of them, it was an 87 and a 0, yeah, your grade is probably going to drop about a letter grade and a half, again, because the weights, there's only a certain amount of points that you are able to get in this particular grading system. So here's where we currently are, the assignments that I have uploaded here. So we have a theme quiz, we have a World War One, the European causes, and then so this is the cause one. This one is the European causes for the war. So we have three tests so far that have been assigned. And notice it's just 10. This one I put at 9 because there was an issue with the start question, and now that's 10. So I'm going to keep all of them at 10 as of now, and that's going to be your categories, category weight. So as long as you see, again, like I don't know how many quizzes or tests. I don't know if we're ever going to go back, but I'm going to keep all of the weights as tests, which means they're all counted in this particular percentage point here. So I'm going to probably not use quizzes because we're not doing quizzes and we're not doing tests. That's something that we'll do when we are actually in the building. So that's going to be an adjustment. Now, if I was to take one of these, if I was to take like one of those tests and put them at a higher, give them a higher percentage, I'm trying to find, a shape here. Give me a second. I want to put no, that's not what I'm trying to do. That was the wrong button. This one. I just want to be able to do this. No fill. All right, so what I was trying to get at here is, let's see, where's those tests? Like right here, they're at 10, but then there's one, and we have 3 of them. That one. Oh, brother, you gotta be kidding me. And we have, again, it's doing it. It's so annoying. All right, and where's the other one? This one right here. So we have 3 tests at 10 that I put it, in the system. So like, maybe you have an 80, an 8.3. It's saying you the percentage of the marking period there. I didn't realize that they have that option there. So there's so far 3 tests. So again, like if the tests are weighted at 24 right here, I don't know how many tests that we are going to end up with. And we probably have like 2 more. And so all of those test grades are going to be input at 10, but then each one is going to have a certain percentage of that 24 over here. So again, like it's kind of difficult to say at this particular point because I don't know how many quizzes we're going to end up with. I don't know. What I do know is that let's just say like for the project says, marking period essay, this one is at 100. That's what I put in there. So then at some point you'll see the board game and it'll be another 100, but technically each one is going to count as 15% of your overall grade. So like right now, that essay, because there's only one project assignment, is counting at 30. So once we have the board game, it's going to knock this 30 down to 15%. It's going to be 15% of your overall grade. Now, this was a sheet from last year for first marking period. So I try to get 2 quizzes and 2 tests in per marking period. I didn't accomplish that this year. For last year, there was only one test. There should be another World War I test. I know there were 2. So we have 2 tests. We have this World War I test here, it says test, and then we have this 20s test right here. That one says it's a quiz, so I guess there's only one test. But I put it in at 12 points, so I guess that's the result of us only getting one test out. But you could see the percentage of the overall grade for that particular World War I test is 12%. So when we look at these percentages, like this is telling you the percentage points. So if you look at this marking period, it looks like they were given one quiz. Following this one, this was a quiz here. We have another quiz here, and then you have yet another quiz. So that's 3 quizzes. Each one is at 4, 4, 8, and then we have 12 here, and it was combined. That's 14% of your overall grade, which is why this is down to like 4 points, which is 4% of your overall grade. But that'll give you pretty much an idea. If you look at let's see if we can find their essay. So the yellow is the project. The essay, it's put in at 100 and it's 15%. And then where's that board game? Where's that board game? Oh, the other one, board game, 100%, 15. So in this example here that I have, let's just say I have a 60 on the essay. I gave you back 10 points for the reflection, the post-its. Student gets a raw score put in at a 70. On the board game, they get a 95. That would bring their overall percentage points. They scored 24.7 out of 30, which is what I have here. Now, this scenario suggests the student did just the essay and didn't do the board game. Since they only did one board game, the essay, they get an 18 out of 30. That's the point of giving you the board game. The board game gives you another grade in that 30% category, and it reduces the impact of the essay, which is why I said if you did the essay, everything's not lost. You could still bring up your grades, and that's what that particular example is trying to show you. Also take note that there's extra credit, and I put that in the test category. That could come up. And again, that would help give some overall percentage points. And I think that was the reason last year why the World War I test was put at a 12, because I then counted this extra credit as actual 2 percentage points. So I think there was an assignment for that. So the students were given 2 percentage points, and all they needed to do was complete that particular item. Let's see, what else? The presentation. So here we see the presentations. It's in at a 10. That's the max points there, 10. Max point 10, and it says 3.8% of your overall grade. Where are the presentations? Unit presentations are 8%, so it's 8%. If you did none of the presentations, you just didn't do it, and you get 100 on everything, highest grade you can get in this class is going to be a 92. And that's how the weights kind of work. For the most part, there are enough assignments to kind of balance out if you have a low essay grade or you bomb out on a quiz or a test. So just keep that in mind. Definitely seems like there are a lot of assignments. So as of right now, your class does not have as many as the other class from last year, but you're kind of in the middle, and we're getting there for the marking period. As far as your essay, when I graded those essays, you might see a little circle in this area, which means you're kind of in between. And in between, in this case here, it would be, a -3 on the rubric here. So if I put this circle over this section, then that would have given the student a lower deduction. So it would look This would be a 0 deduction. This would be 2. Again with that. And then this would be a -4. But if I put it in the middle, oh my gosh, again. All right. If I put it in the middle here, then you are going to score a -3, which means you probably want to, do something about that category. Look like that. All right, well, that's it.